The Bible Book of Story. The story of Eden. In the beginning, God fashioned the heavens and the earth, and amidst his creation, he planted a garden eastward in Eden. This paradise was adorned with every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. This paradise was adorned with every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. At the garden's heart stood the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Into this sanctuary, God placed the first man, Adam, formed from the dust of the ground and enlivened by the breath of life. Into this sanctuary, God placed the first man, Adam, formed from the dust of the ground and enlivened by the breath of life. Adam's charge was to tend and keep the garden, with the freedom to eat from every tree except one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God's command was clear: consuming its fruit would lead to certain death. Observing that it was not good for man to be alone, God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep, took one of his ribs, and fashioned a woman, Eve, to be his companion. Together, they lived in harmony within Eden, unashamed and innocent. However, the serenity of the garden was disrupted by the serpent. More cunning than any other creature, the serpent questioned God's command, suggesting that eating the forbidden fruit would open their eyes, making them like God, knowing good and evil. Enticed by the prospect of wisdom and the fruit's allure, Eve partook of it and shared it with Adam. Upon eating, their eyes were indeed opened, and they became aware of their nakedness, prompting them to fashion coverings from fig leaves. When they heard God walking in the garden, they hid in fear. God, knowing their transgression, pronounced judgments. The serpent was cursed above all animals, destined to crawl on its belly. Eve was to experience increased pain in childbirth and be subject to her husband. Adam was to toil and labor over cursed ground for sustenance. To prevent them from accessing the tree of life and living eternally in their fallen state, God expelled Adam and Eve from Eden. He placed cherubim and a flaming sword that turned every way to guard the path to the tree of life. Thus, humanity began its journey outside paradise, bearing the consequences of disobedience yet carrying the hope of redemption.